When I was sitting in on a criminal trial, I suddenly realized I...
Is it time for a magic show? Pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Linny's magic assistant, and if you have work-related inquiries, please ask Linny. If you have questions related to seeing a magic show, please ask the ticket office. You want to talk to me? Then get to the point. Add a... Thank you for... Add as...
Welcome to Palais Mermont.
Hello? Is there anyone here?
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps you're just looking for a chat with me.
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making... what were they called again?
Ah, these must be for Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now. No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run.
Wow.
I can't say for sure.
Hey, is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
But where does a big machine...
Well, it's a little... But basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Huh? How can trials produce...
Well, I'm not completely sure. When a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
So that's what its other function is? But... Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable... Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by...
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I...
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running...
Huh?
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop.
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments, what if Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you...
You're from Northland Bank.
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
Long story short, I've already been, but it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides...
Hey, you!
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the traveler.
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for— Listen to me, boy. If you—
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said,
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients, you're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
I'm sure this won't take long.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
What's your deal, Brad?
Oh, now you notice. It's a little...
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of...
Strange. How could that happen?
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? And don't...
Well, I guess it's...
Huh? What kind of
I don't know. Maybe, but recently, there seems to be some sort of rest...
Maybe you losing
That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that. But my guess is that it's related. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against...
That's just an abstract. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh, so why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There is...
Oh, it's so...
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists.
Official champ...
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one... The champion duelists are all-powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor.
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels...
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
Huh? Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, seems we don't have much to do for now. Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along! Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more... It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was... Oh, sorry about... Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Linny's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should get going. Linny said that the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the aquabus!
Check the Aquabus map and schedule for details.
Looks like we're running out of time for research.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Welcome to the Navia line. I am Elfan. The boat will be departing imminently. Please do not stick your head, hands, or other body parts outside the boat. The Aquabus operator is not responsible for any accidents or injuries resulting from doing so. Also, please remember to buy the Steambird, though I don't read it myself. The destination of the current tour is Aranias. Points of interest worth visiting include the Fountain of Lucine and the Opera Epiclese. If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned new sightseeing opportunity. Human ingenuity truly is a wondrous thing. approaching our final destination. Please be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. Even though I will take any forgotten items to the lost and found, the paperwork is rather annoying, as Melusine hands are not suitable for grasping pens. Please be careful when disembarking. It has been my honor to be your tour guide this trip. Thank you.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Gotcha. Quietly now.
Wind Strider. Time to go.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The Opera Epiclese. What a place to hold a performance! Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright...
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Maybe this is one of the customs and...
Vache,
What's wrong?
Vache, Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine.
Lynette!
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here, right?
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides...
I see. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all.
It's because of his sensitivity to the hydro element?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what?
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh,
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
so what did the voice say? Huh. If you were hearing their...
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about... Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance.
Oh, right. That makes sense. I wonder where he was.
Ah, Traveler in Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you'd...
Are you kidding? We would have missed it.
But you're actually right on time. The audience still has... The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seat.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Lenny.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats.
One with nature.
Oh, these should be our seats. Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the you little...
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what...
Oh, so you heard... Oh, wait, that's not it. Paimon's... Sorry. Paimon's the one who was being... Oh,
A friend, you say?
Oh, so you're not friends with Lenny, then. Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat, and as required by proper etiquette...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations and the performance will start.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Oh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. Huh? But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette
Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough, but Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
The lucky audience member will be generated. It selects numbers entirely at random. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying— Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. Come on.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going.
54? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You looked so serious that Paimon thought you—
40, 30...
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, midair right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway,
24!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still—
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but—
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show—
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19, 18, 17!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be 10 seconds and change.
10!
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? Nope, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
What happened? Huh? Is this part of the show? Mr. Lenny, you're going to use...
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in the...
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But...
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the... Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found... And after an initial search of the area, the guards have... It appears that this incident was... And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial...
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before!
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation.
That can't be right! He was in the box on the stage the entire time! Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances!
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linny and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
Huh? I just think...
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect...
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? After all, he was the one who... Then there's no problem at all. You know, but with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a... So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
It wasn't a draw.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Linney and his troupe are all potential suspects, and shall remain. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been...
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward...
Linny!
Sorry about everything.
Of course!
Yeah, I'm a little... I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Good to hear. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an... As for how that girl chosen from the... Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't...
Which is precisely why we need to investigate! As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be a good thing you agreed to be our attorneys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first.
Ah, well...
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our... 'tis truly a pity. But if revealing our secrets, well, we should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards.
All right, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case! Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina...
Huh?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troop, the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell, and this is the real mystery. We've already searched the... However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you...
So in just a short time, he was not only... I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick... I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence. Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious.
Whoever the murderer, why would it be him?
The investigation team has some new findings.
See, I told you.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his... Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so...
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a In other words, Linny knew...
That much checks out.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little... Wait!
Oh, this location has also been cordoned. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the miss. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the opera. The Magic Troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troupe at all, which matches the feat. That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around...
Okay, then...
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see them, it is of utmost importance that we get to...
I see that you're investigating. If you find any new...
We don't have too many...
Then why don't...
The thud?
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath.
That makes...
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crap...
Wait, wasn't the no...
Perhaps the balance wasn't right. Oh, that's true.
That does remind...
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been...
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also...
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss?
Well, I am the second-generation president. Melus and the...
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call...
Okay, if you say so.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things...
Really? We think so too, but...
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without... But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blind... All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
And why would that be? See?
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the travelers, no matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations for—
Wait! Since we do—
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not—
That's more like it.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that, demoiselle, you wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to...
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
We'll be making some preparations first.
Why would it... We all... God. Why would it... This people... Whoever the murderer... This people need...
Sorry, but no one...
No, we're not... Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes! After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone, so the missing girl couldn't have left from here. I doubt there...
How can you be so...
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance, I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which... But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If we Melazines are good...
So, it's safe to say the girl... All right, thank you for your help. This'll be... We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with...
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you...
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I...
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers?
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back?
Very good indeed. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put two and two together... Exactly.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out. The two magic boxes are positioned. See this flatbed? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will fit.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the...
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by...
Right! You were talking that whole time!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the...
And what about Lynette? I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping, and then I walk out of the other box in the audience area. And the trick, but as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can...
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappoint.
Thanks, everyone.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would...
Whatever it is.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and here's a broken vase. Huh.
That can't be.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Right. And do you... Ugh. This is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore. What is this place?
It seems someone could fit.
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down. Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malouse returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape?
They believe the odds of the guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then.
The plot? No wonder Farina was so confident.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld.
Charges and then trial. So if the
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the chief... That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even, to put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually did...
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same... Yes, the guards also asked me to convey...
Huh?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxy.
They're concerned that we might be colluding, and even if that were not so, it could prove...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, there's no need...
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of option.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweet?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly... Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying...
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselles.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it.
These three are quite the And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven! Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself! Beating the egg whites, grinding...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might...
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea. No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right, then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that the magician twins could have committed the crime.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of... Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be...
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real...
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guards said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible possible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
They are my specialty, after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What?
They are my specialty.
Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons...
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have... Loose, set up the stove again.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to...
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg sugar.
Well...
Well, that's it for snack time. I don't know what we're looking for yet. It would be awkward.
All right, thanks for your help. And...
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
All right.
Take it easy.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and... Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened.
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest?
No.
Well, now, don't you all look that was to be expected, of course. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you...
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident... Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident...
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. You ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to...
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30...
Huh?
Hey, hang on!
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that...
I was right by the box and I
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundation... Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the...
I've got a feeling that what happened...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. Oh, good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why did...
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, are these claims... Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
The defendant deceived the...
Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paimon just knew we based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't, not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Vatui several times before, but our organization is very, very large.
Right now, we want to save people.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, that's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would... Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, you met a Fatus who works as a magician. A trick, but still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal...
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first, and...
Of course. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know... During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with...
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only... That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to air. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown was almost finished. After that, the hum...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know...
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of... But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly if we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations. Huh?
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange... So Linney proceeded to... Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to...
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linney experienced. See. Hmm. According to Linney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey. Linney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. Linney did not take...
When the countdown started, Linney didn't, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is... Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in which the crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And in order to complete the finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened.
other words, you believe that he—
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case.
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. Of course I do. You're saying that he wasn't?
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! Linny wasn't in the— This means that when the crime happened, the same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! Ha ha! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Halsey is the missing person and an Could there have been a third person? Halsey is the missing person. The deceased's name is Cow.
Huh? That can't be— the killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased—
Oh,
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. No one entered or left the opera house. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny. The sound we heard may have come from a The deceased's name is Cowell. The sound we heard may have come from a clash. It would have been tough for both people to fit. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. No one entered or left the... Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. Linny was not in the tunnel at that... Linny was not in the tunnel at... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still...
I see how it is.
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick as it transpired, the end—
If only we knew how Halsey...
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very... And it's now this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash, but the deceased's name is Cowell. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to...
Paimon gets it! It all comes together. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing If there's a similar
just a moment. How could a person ever be transformed into... Must we? Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and...
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on it, but given that we aren't making much progress with the case...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased.
We are still examining the items, but we discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are the primordial seed. The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids. And one of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact,
You've got to be kidding! People...
It's something so ridiculous.
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy.
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that... Just a minute. Could that mean...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your part?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that... What?
The deceased's name is Cowell. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for... The water from the primordial... The rope that held the water tank... I remember there was something else... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something...
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank
That actually links together a lot of the more...
Oh dear, what do I do? Even
Now, it seems like the only point of contention his notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could—
On that note, the guards have just contacted. I shall now invite him on stage to share...
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just in... And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny...
What?
that can't be. Does this not clear all my dear citizens, my loyal audience? Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then... But upon his return, in cruel avarice, ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover... Now, as much as I regret having come to such a Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no. Seems using the water is...
I think we've all seen, and I believe this is indeed... Now then, my good,
Excuse me, everyone!
Miss, I must ask you not to...
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone... I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the... What in...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting... Once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous... Come on, Linny and Lynette, give it another go. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show...
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for...
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So...
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me.
That'll teach you to...
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl.
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy... That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So Liddy even mentioned that you were
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then he even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian. Hmm. 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 The strange sound. The flower vase was not. Lillian was.
And it's Ace! Having been selected out of the blue, her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but with no way of escaping, she changed her clothes. She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that have...
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina. Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add,
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat.
Wow, look at that!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-select to cover up any evidence while committing the deed. Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, The box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's, this case at least can be handed over. As such, Linny and Lynette.
Great work. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's bag?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell. I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just— We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups—
And now that your plan has fallen through, and therefore you would be wise to tell—
Yes, our boss discovered that the water can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people— We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrage. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's true.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Linny.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now, but still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you, I guess. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of that was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since back when our parents first died, Lynette and I, to survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. I took my sister through several streets until we found, to my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that—
So you went from orphan—
That was how we felt at first too. But I gradually discovered that while he would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets—
That doesn't seem too bad.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I waited a long time after we returned home. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so—
Oh no. But wouldn't Fontaine's
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, All I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So,
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden. Father, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so the House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken—
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save—
So, she believes—
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is current— Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself, to us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing an—
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, if you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find—
Bye, Linny!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're— Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones? And given that there's new evidence—
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire. Sorry about— Wait, shall we have a fair—
Huh? Do we really—
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and—
All right, then. Let's have our farewell—
Take it easy. Hup. Hup.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten that.
In that case, I'll go.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't... Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us...
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished...
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula, those highfalutin folk, are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future...
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak.
I see. So I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular.
Well...
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the... I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more...
All right, here's another. Find a way to I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but...
Valid point. I overlooked that part. All right, no more. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Why don't we give it a try?
Huh? Paimon.
Was this your drink? Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. We're just...
All right. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fonta anyway. It tastes kind...
Is that so? If we're all finished eating, then I'll go...
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the... Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so...
Okay.
Hey, Navia! What...
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing to Spina...
Let's get ready to try to...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Into the wind. dragon!
Take it easy. Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding.
Wind Strider! Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering? One with nature!
Take it easy. A chest full of valuables and a trove of... Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. Quietly now.
Dissipate!
I follow the wind. Time to go.
Make yourselves at home.
Here comes the catch. Gotcha. I'll settle this. Our bond is strong.
Clouds high. The birds come! Things are about to get dicey. Take it easy. Quietly now. Busted. Wind strider. Time to go.
Grow, grow, grow. Sharing my knowledge.
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now. Busted.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll
Osmanthus
take
wine
one
tastes
more
the
day
same
off
as I
and
remember.
knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling
But
up to
where
it.
are those who share the memory?
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
Get with me!
Gotcha.
I condemn you! Illusions of distractions! Shut her! The bond is strong!
Here comes the catch.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Shut it, Lena.
Your verdict is decided. This one is crushing her shadow.
Gotcha.
I condemn you!
Absurd! Things are about to get dicey.
Only emptiness. Away.